Good morning, it's Yvonne here to do the reading for the lovely sign of Aquarius. Before I go any further, thank you so much for joining my channel. If you're new on board, welcome. If you haven't subscribed yet, we'd love to have you on board. If you've been with me forever, thank you, thank you, thank you for all the beautiful supports and comments you give me. Aquarius. If you are an Aquarius sun sign, then it's a good idea to find out what other planets were in your chart when you were born. Aquarius sun is only part of who you are. So if somebody says, what star sign are you? And you say, I'm an Aquarius, it's more than likely that you are identifying your sun sign. You also have a moon sign, a rising, a Venus, a Saturn, a Mars, and a whole myriad of other planets that will help you to understand yourself so much better. So Google yourself a natal chart or a birth chart. Put in the details of your birth. Now, if you have your time of birth, even better, but you can do it without that. And then you can get a report. You can download a report, print it up, and read about what it means when those planets were in your sign when you were born. For me, Aquarius was in retrograde in my Venus, which means that my love life would have been quite complicated right there. So, it's really good to read up to understand that. I remember the person who started me off with this so many years ago, and she did a reading for me, and she said to me there and then, and I probably was quite a lot younger, and it made me realize. So I sort of understood that, and I feel like you can change it. It doesn't necessarily mean it is set in stone. So I feel like we change. I feel like we become very different as we get older, but this is imprinted at our time of birth. So it's our starting point. So have a look at that. It's really interesting. If you are interested in a personal reading with me, my website is now up and running. At the moment, I'm only reading Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday because of my university commitments. So please do yourself a favour, as I say too. Thanks, Molly. And go and check out my website. There's quite a few readings there. I do offer both face-to-face and recorded readings, small readings or short readings if you want questions answered, and long readings if you want to have a good session with me. I do coaching as well. I do life coaching. I also read from the crystal ball. So whatever you want, it's all up there and ready to go. Okay, we are using the wild, oh my goodness, the wild unknown tarot. And we're starting off with the Ace of Pentacles. How very nice for you, Aquarius. So there's a new beginning coming. Interestingly enough, as I always relate to the What's Cracking reading, because the energies come through at similar times, the Ace of Pentacles can represent a new start in work. It can represent a new start in a relationship, but generally it's not a new start as in something like dating. Sometimes it sort of comes across as more important if you're moving into a relationship. Okay, so we have the Three of Pentacles. Something is coming into line with your destiny here. This is somebody who is meant to walk in at this time. I feel like it is romantic, but we can get into it a little bit further. But for me, this is all about soul contract. So something is about to happen that's aligned with your destiny, but it would have been already on your path. Now, there is a message coming through from a Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. And I feel like here, so that's the Nine of Pentacles. You may be ready to receive this. It could be from a fire sign, Leo, Sag, or Aries, but the star is here as well. That is really, really strong with that Three of Pentacles. So I feel like this is romance for you, Aquarius. Let's get into it a little deeper, but use your imagination. If it isn't a romance for you, it could be that you're about to get given something that was aligned with you. Could be the job of your dreams. It's a brand new beginning. All right, so we have the King of Pentacles coming through with the Strength card, both Leo and Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. We also have here the Seven of Cups with the Nine of Wands. Okay, because that Nine of Wands is there, it could be somebody that you've been already, or you're already familiar with, because I feel like you've been around with this person before. Now, that could mean that you have been in a situation with them before, or that you've had contact with them before. But to me, with the Nine of Wands, it can mean that perhaps that wasn't the most positive experience. So, you know, maybe you asked somebody out on a date and they sort of said no, and you felt a little bit rejected by that. But I feel like you've always thought about them, always dreamed about them. Um, and I feel like you're in a different place now. So possibly this offer is coming from a very different place within you. Maybe you feel more confident. Maybe it's them asking you rather than you asking them. That's a really strange one, but I feel like somehow or another that is something that's going to happen. 10 of with the Queen of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. Okay, your person could have been in another. Okay, so I feel like this person, maybe you had a bit of a crush on them, or maybe you had a bit of a liking for them. Could have been in the work environment too. But I feel like somehow or another you may have thought they were single. Maybe you sort of asked them out or asked them for coffee, and they were attached. And maybe they were quite open with you and said, I'm in another relationship. But I feel like this person has moved away from that now. There's either a divorce, an ending, a finish to something. And with this sort of Queen of Pentacles energy, it always makes me feel like it's a partner, a wife. Maybe they were in another relationship, but it appears to have ended. You know, you've got the Strength card here, which is the card of Leo. It's very possible here this could have happened in the month of August last year. But whatever, we've got the King and the Queen of Pentacles both here. So it could be that somebody asked you out, but you were in another relationship, but now you're free to accept. Maybe this person sees that. All right, so I have the Eight of Swords with the Moon card. Didn't see this coming. You didn't see this coming. And I don't think that to me, this is the energy of, no matter what's happened, you still have a real love for this person. Maybe it is a crush, but I don't think the crush is gone. It sort of makes me feel like that to Sir with love energy, where you've fallen in love with somebody that was sort of, you felt was unattainable. But I feel like it's about to flip around here and is giving you an opportunity to maybe date or move into a relationship with somebody that you didn't think was possible. Now, I guess at the end of the day, this could be, if you're a twin flame, it could be, the indication that somebody's going to return or that somebody's asking you out. But I don't feel this was a negative connection. I just feel that maybe you had great love for someone and maybe they felt the same way about you, but I don't think they told you. There's an energy of not really feeling like they said anything to you. But to me, it's like something happened the first time around where one of you couldn't commit, couldn't participate. Maybe you didn't actually move into a romantic relationship. It's very possible, although I do see the rose there in the lion's mouth. So I do feel that it is possible that you did talk to each other about your feelings, but maybe it didn't go any further. But the situation has changed, okay? So we've had a very strong change in a circumstance that's led to a new offer here. I feel like this is aligning beautifully with your destiny. I do think communication is coming because somebody is now single and that is being clarified in the reading. I've got a divorce or separation going through. I do have this energy again with the Star, which tells me it's definitely, yeah, I feel like there was an offer made in the past that didn't go through. Look, there it is there. But the time's right now. All right. So whatever this is for you, it's like the time wasn't right in the past. Somebody was probably in a commitment and couldn't make an offer. But I feel like you discussed your feelings, or you may have been honest with this person and told them how you felt, Aquarius. Now, if you're cross-watching, this is another thing too. If you're cross-watching and your person is an Aquarius, the readings will flip backwards and forwards. So sometimes you watch and you think, hang on a moment, is that my energy coming through in this person's reading? And it would be a big fat yes. So at the beginning, when I was talking about checking out your natal chart, the reason I tell people that is because very often, maybe like me, you have Aquarius in your Venus, and your Venus is all about your love life. So it's very possible then, if you're watching for you're cross watching for a person, maybe it was an Aquarius you dated, 10 12 on the clock, it is possible that the reading could make it feel like it was your energy, and that might be because Aquarius is somewhere else in your chart that is really important or pertinent. All right, let's have a look at the Animal Spirit Guidebook. This is a beautiful deck. I think I said something the other day. I bought the tarot, and then I was in South Australia and found this shop in South Australia, and they had a copy of the Oracle, so I bought the Oracle there. So I always remember that. Okay, so I'm going to take a card. No, we don't want that one. It just doesn't want to come out. I must be picking something very special for you here because I can't get a fix. There it is. Oh, we have an octopus. Okay, so an octopus is a water creature. That's, oh, straight to it. I love it when that happens. Okay, reaching, yearning, lacking boundaries and direction. The octopus signifies a wonderfully perceptive mind paired with a lack of healthy boundaries. Unfortunately, this results in well-intended but messy relationships. The octopus entwines itself into other people's business and shares their own without restraint. They believe that's what it means to be close. If you notice after spending time with someone that you feel drained or uneasy, the essence of octopus is at play. Begin to establish healthy boundaries. Be patient and firm. It may be an old habit to change. When in balance, the octopus is interested, engaged, and intelligent. When out of balance, needy, clingy, lacks courage. Okay, so I want to say to you that the first time around with this person, you may have been too in that energy of trying to be successful, but sort of failing on that. And this often happens when we have attachment issues or rejection or abandonment issues from our childhood. So it can become very overly clingy. So if you ask someone out and they rejected you or seemed to reject you, remember rejection is only their choice, it's nothing to do with you. It could be that you were very distraught about that the first time around. And I feel like this time you are much more, because you've got the strength card there, you're a much more wholesome person. You've probably done a lot of work on yourself. And this is very twin flamey too, where we walk away from a situation and we say, there is something that I need to work on within myself. So a lot of us have attachment issues or did. And it's about us understanding how to form a healthy relationship with someone. But you need to have someone else who's healthy too, because unless both of you are going to work on it together, it becomes impossible. This is why these twin flame relationships are so complicated, because two people come together with a myriad of problems and they've got to work through them, but they can't. Because what happens is they mirror back to each other all their issues and problems, and then they both go away and need to do that healing. Some people, fantastic, they walk away, go, there's something I need to look at. They go back to their childhood, rummage up a heap of things, try to understand their issues around codependency, abandonment, rejection, like I said, what kind of attachment issue you have. And very often the person that you've met has the same. So they've more than likely had similar upbringing. Maybe not though, because some people seem to or appear to have a good upbringing, but there is something in their life that's put them on this path of not being able to commit. So you often find someone with an anxious attachment will end up with someone with a disorganized attachment, and they sort of almost repel each other. So both go away with this sort of feeling like, I need to heal something. What is going on for me? I've repeated a pattern, which is often a good indication of meeting the same person with a different face. I need to go back to the drawing board and understand why this is happening for me. And that's very often what happens with twin flames. So understandably, you could have a twin flame who has gone away and done the work and is ready now to move away, perhaps from a karmic or toxic relationship, and is now ready and healed in order to have this relationship. It doesn't mean you don't have to heal a certain component together, but if you're in a healthy relationship and one of you does sort of, do an explosion, gets triggered, whatever, the other person is there for them. They don't run. So we don't have that runner chaser dynamic once the relationships become healthy. All right, Aquarius, thank you very much for joining me today. I'm more than likely not going to do readings tomorrow, but I'll be back on Monday with Pisces. Thank you. 15:15 on the clock. Thanks.